welcome to The Ripples. Each episode we sit with thinkers, with doers, people whose work or experience has an impact in the life of people. And today we have somebody who her work has impacted the lives of many. She will be sharing with us what she does and why she is seated here with us today.
Hello, Blessing. I'm glad to be here. My name is Mnoe. I work with Mnoe Foundation as a Senior Program Officer for Gender and Education. Mnoe Foundation is a non-governmental organization that is leading within the conflict zone. We provide mental health and psychosocial support to enhance the psychological well-being of survivors of the insurgency and those that are living in conflict and places of fragility. One of our main projects, one of our main programs is education, and we enhance the access to education for young girls, both young girls and boys within the Northeast and the Northwest, because we understand that there are lots of out-of-school children as a result of the insurgency. So what we do is we provide education support through a trauma-informed approach. And we also have a values-based curriculum that we use to enhance the educational level of these young children. These values, because as we know, values are eroding, and it's one of the most important aspects of society. So what we do is that we have developed a values-based curriculum that includes peace, faith, integrity, honesty, among other values that we use to teach our girls, and community-based education that we do.
Okay, so when you spoke about supporting people who are out of school, children out of school. So is it that you people have students or children that are on that organization, or you look out for communities where we have such cases, probably traumatized cases, and then you render your support?
Okay, so we have a program within our education program a project within our education program called the Lafia Sarari Initiative. So the initiative is focused on supporting young girls back to formal education, and these girls are survivors of the conflict, and some of them are also children of the Boko Haram members, as well as civilian CJTF. So the purpose of the project is to bring peace, because I'm bringing the Boko Haram sect as well as CJTF into one place. It's to foster peace building. So the main program purpose of the program is education for peace. So these girls are survivors of the conflict themselves. So what we do is, like I said, is a trauma-informed approach that we used, and it's through community engagement that we identified these young girls to be part of this program.
Okay. So when you were talking about the programs that you people hold, you mentioned CJTF. Yes. So you know that there are people that are probably hearing this for the first time. Mm-hmm. If you would want to just give us a brief background of what that means.
So they're called Civilian Joint Task Force. Mm. So you know, during the insurgency, they were those that were supporting peace building at the community level.
Mm. Wow. Well, we are so very honored to have you with us. And I know that there are others that will be wondering, okay, if this is your work, what are you doing in AU and why are you here? So if you don't mind sharing with us. I myself, I know that the Mnoe Foundation has sponsored or support 29 children into AU. And so I don't know if you would want to just give us a briefing on that.
Yes, I will. Okay, so why I'm here at AUN is because we have a partnership with AUN to support 29 of our girls. So what I didn't mention is that when we started the Lafia Sarari Education Initiative, we had 100 girls that started their education life experience with us. And these 100 girls didn't have any form of formal education. So we had to implement the accelerated learning education program with them. So the accelerated learning is you only provide basic literacy and numeracy. So that's what we did with the girls, and they were in Lafia Sarari for 7 years. So they went through, they wrote their WAEC, JAM, NICO, and had excellent results. So in the course of looking for sponsorship and funding to further transition them to higher institution, we reached out to AUN for support. One thing led to another, and we're here. So with the support of our donors, Katina Foundation, we have transitioned 29 girls to AUN.
Wow. So you mentioned about you bringing in your girls to AUN. I don't know if there's something that makes AUN an ideal environment for those girls. Why did you choose AUN? Why AUN? All the way from, which state? Maiduguri. All the way from Maiduguri. Why AUN?
Well, I think for us, AUN's academic excellence speaks for itself, and also our Assistant Executive Director, who is the head of the Education Department, was really wanted something better for the girls. She wanted them to experience. She didn't want them to go to. Not to say anything bad about our federal universities, but she wanted them to go through schools through education or higher education without the breaks that comes with schooling within higher institutions in Nigeria, and also the academic excellence that AUN that we've seen with AUN. And also we've had a lot of alumni go through internship and also work with NIM Foundation. So these were some of the things that made us want to partner with AUN.
So that means you people saw the evidence, and then you decided that AUN is the best place for excellence, and you also want to see the impact on these girls. Wow, that's awesome. So far, I know that these 29 girls have stayed over probably for a semester in AUN. I don't know if you've seen any development in, if you've seen any significant developments in their skills or academics. Have you noticed any change?
Well, I would say because at Lafia Sarari we thrive for excellence, so we had already imbibed that in our girls. So what I would say is, at first, from what they have told me, they had mentioned that it was quite the experience for them. It was challenging at first, coming from an environment where they've never been out of their comfort zone, and then coming to Adamawa and to a higher institution. They're left alone to fend for themselves and all of that. It was a bit challenging. But one thing they mentioned was that the support they received from their faculty staff as well as fellow students was amazing, and they didn't even thought that kind of support would be available for them. There's changes. And they're maintaining the standard, I think, that they're used to from Lafia, and also trying to just acclimatize with the new higher institution environment. And just to mention and commend the AUN president as well. Their results were shared with us, and he mentioned that there were a few of them that had challenges with their results, and they're putting in place strategies and plans to continue to support them to be able to meet up with their grades. Although at our own end, we're not really impressed with the results, but I think
it's a process.
It's a process,
yeah.
and we'll continue to provide the necessary support. And with the support that they have here, I'm sure that they'll excel.
Yes, yes. Okay, I know that it's difficult, change of environment and then coming in to a community of people who have been in the system. That's the student now. Of course, you will notice some changes, but then it's a process. And shout outs to our president for trying to create strategies where it will be able to support the students and for them to do well. Thank you so very much, Mrs. Mnoe, for creating time to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So to wrap this up, I don't know if there is anything you would want to see or recommend for others that are watching, something you've noticed about the AUN community that you would recommend for others.
So I think one thing that I find very impressive about AUN is there's this sense of community here at AUN, and also the push for excellence at AUN is what I would recommend. That it's a place for your ward or your child to be.
There's a place for your child to be. Thank you so very much, Mrs. Mnoe Dwaman. Did I pronounce that right?
Miss Mnoe Dwaman. It's fine. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And with that, I, Blessing Morris, is saying bye for now.